Now, speaking of things you can't get off of, let's at least finish out with the Rampage Jackson scenario. I should have played I meant to play the Crunchy Black from 3 6 Mafia. I meant to play the Crunchy Black joints where Crunchy Black was also talking about how he met with the devil, and when he died, when he had his little accident or whatever, and he died for a little 45 seconds, he said he saw himself in hell being tortured and whatnot, and that was when he gave himself to God. I meant to play that, but if you guys want, just look up Crunchy Black on him actually seeing the devil. Um, let's get into Rampage. Rampage Jackson and Raja Jackson. Doing my full reaction again on Raja.
Raja Obama.
This is Raja Jackson, son of legendary fighter Quentin Rampage Jackson, and if you haven't seen the video yet, he got into some pretty bad shit last night. So to give some backstory to this whole thing, Raja was invited by his friend AJ Mana, someone who's wrestling on the card that night for Knox Wrestling. Raja even states later that he does not care about wrestling, that he's only here to support his friend AJ.
Yeah, AJ's Mana's on the fight card. That's the only reason why I'm here.
AJ takes Raja to the back to meet the wrestlers that he's familiar with, the ones that he actually knows.
As Presidente, I fucking hate you. I hate this dude. Worse.
And that's when Psycho Stu decides to come up behind Raja, stick his belly out, hands at the hips to get some camera time. Raja, unfazed, not caring, just decides to keep talking to the dudes until Psycho Stu decides to take matters into his own hands.
Where's the real McKill at? Where's he at?
You don't need to worry about him. You need to be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little.
Oh, you don't know it?
This is where things start to go south. Unfortunately, the dude was probably pretty drunk already, didn't know what was going on, and saw the camera and Raja and thought that this was some sort of skit or that Raja was another pro wrestler recording something for the promotion. Worst part about it being that this guy took one of these prop cans to Raja's head, not knowing that Raja was already recovering from a concussion that he got in light sparring from a spinning kick just a couple days ago.
No, I didn't go with my pops. How does my head feel? I'm still fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. It's part of the reason why I didn't stream earlier. I was supposed to stream going to fucking paintballing with AJ. But my head was fucked up. I was throwing up and shit. My dad is... Yeah, I'm fucked up right now, guys. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I know I need a fucking rest, but yeah, so I'm gonna take a break from it for a while, but you know, my coach, my lifting coach and shit, one of my teammates, Andre, who was on the stream the last time, is having a pro wrestling show, and I told him I will come and support, and then I wanted to bring you guys with me, you know what I'm saying? Get an MRI. I'm gonna go definitely get checked out on Monday though. Yeah, I was throwing up and shit. My head still feels like funny. I'm not even gonna cap.
You can then hear Stu ask Raja if he's gonna sell it when he has to get reminded by his fellow wrestlers that he is not one of them and is not one of the workers.
He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, I will fuck him
We're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
No.
We're good.
I will.
Okay, so I wanted to wait till it was a little bit more into it to say anything. So, as you see here, right, Andre is the guy that he was originally there for, the guy in the cowboy hat. He wasn't necessarily there for anybody else but him. But what ends up happening is when he does a little meet and greet in the back, he ends up getting hit with what was supposed to be a prop beer can. Now, my whole thing is, why would you even hit Raja with a beer can of any kind, whether it's a prop or not, why would you hit him with anything at all? And he's there just showing support for his friend. So he's not there trying to be a wrestler. He's not there trying to be an actor or anything of the sort. And then you hit the man over the head with a goddamn beer can. This is where things pretty much had taken left from here. And you can tell why. Raja is a UFC fighter, as well as he just had a concussion days before this. He should have not been physically even anywhere near a wrestling event, having a concussion 2 days before.
Fuck him up, bro. I don't play that shit.
Sorry.
After telling Raja that he didn't know who he was, Stu then gets reprimanded by AJ. AJ gets pretty upset and lets him know that he's just a worker and that he needs to not be on all the time.
You good. Apologize for that, man. Fix that. You hear me?
Yeah.
Tracy. Sawadee. Good, dude.
Nah, fuck that, dude.
Yo, sabía, Stu, poquito, cámara el pie.
Then the Samoan aunt tells us that Stu does this all the time and constantly mistakes stuff for being a part of the storyline.
Sorry about that, dude. He always think that we're working over here like it's part of the fucking storyline.
Just keep quiet. What kind of homo-style shit?
Vale, Kalia, Rampage. That's how we
No, bro.
Go ahead, Stu. This is all.
After getting rejected twice, Stu realizes that Raja was having no parts of his apology until somebody suggests that Raja can interrupt his match and give him his receipt Then Raja accepts the
I
apology.
appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were camera.
I get it.
We're working out. Well, he gonna come out on your match. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Os? We're always working. So we'll set it up. I'll have him come out during your match so we could fucking seal the whole thing and we'll make something out of it. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Well, now you just involved fucking Rampage himself, because that's his boy.
No, he can handle it.
Yeah, I can handle myself. Yeah, I can handle myself.
Rampage gonna come whoop your ass.
You don't need his dad. He handle his own shit. Os.
Yeah, I got my own shit.
After setting up the interruption for Raja on Stu's match, AJ comes over and lets him know the game plan and tries to explain what went on with Stu.
I
was in the swing.
No.
What he thought was he was a pro.
I just said.
And another thing is, even when we are working like that, you don't fucking, you know
That's what I'm
I
saying.
But he doesn't
So,
know him like that.
You don't. He's a fucking idiot. So when you run in on his shit, you fucking give him his receipt. Remember what a receipt is. Give him that fucking receipt, bro. Tag his shit. If you got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run out there. Tag his shit, bro.
After being given the go-ahead to give this guy his receipt, Raja's on go mode for the rest of the night.
And see, that's another thing, right? So Andre pretty much gives him the green light to even get his lick back on him. Even saying it and emphasizing it that way. Hey, man, I'm going to let you get your lick back, this, that, and the third. Raja's not looking at it like I'm just going to go up there and be acting like I'm punching the guy. Already from there, you can already see that this was a terrible idea. Again, this is someone that just had a concussion 2 days beforehand. He did not need to be at this wrestling event in any way, shape, form, or fashion, mainly because he was not in any mental condition to be in somewhere like this. He's not there. Like, literally, mentally, he's not there anymore. And from being hit in the head with something, I can definitely see where he's already checked out. He's already checked out.
I'll get it there. Hey, as long as I get my lick back, I'm straight. I'm straight.
This is kind of the turning point in the night as Raja gets time to chill out and kind of think about everything and gets rage baited by all the comments in the stream.
This nigga got knocked out. I didn't even get knocked out.
And see, that's another thing, right? We're talking about someone that is in their younger 20s right now. He's not in his older 30s. He's in his younger 20s right now. This is someone still dealing with actual social media pressure and the backlashes of social media and trying to prove yourself to your stream. Also, that's another thing, right? He's supposedly streaming all of this. He is doing an IRL stream of all of this. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier with these new kids in these IRL streams where everyday life becomes part of the camera. Pretty much you are unlocking the Truman Show in real time. And these kids face the pressure that these commenters and chatters put on them. For 50 gifted subs and whatnot, there are people doing handstands. Handstands in their underwear for 50 gifted subs. There's people there's grown men twerking on the camera for 50 gifted subs. Hell, the kid Lacey, he probably got 100 gifted to do the makeup and lipstick and whatnot, right? But that's the reality that we're in now, is that these kids face immense pressure from these chatters in this social media. And this is a prime example of how sometimes these chatters can influence the wrong thing. He's pretty much, as he said, being rage baited. People don't know what rage. Some of my older cast don't know what that is. Rage bait is pretty much just what it is in a sense, right? You pretty much bait somebody into being enraged. Is what they call it. They call it that nowadays. Just like Sibao is like an acronym for shut your bitch ass up, right? These are some of the new things now is rage baiting. Rage baiting is like the biggest thing to cause back and forth banter between you and your chatters. So with that being out, he's facing pressure with the rage baiters in his chat right now that are saying he got knocked out, he didn't do anything back, he's pussy, he's soft, he's a bitch, this, that, and the third. Like I said, this is a young Rampage Jackson being told this by his own chatters and people that are watching his stream. So with him facing the pressure of people watching his stream and him thinking they're going to leave because he's some fake crash out, which he'll say later, or he's a wannabe UFC fighter, those type of pressures will get to a person.
Why didn't you fuck that guy up? Cause nigga, if I would have done something, then they would have kicked me out of this shit. Then there would be no more stream today. That shit pissed me off, bro. It didn't even hurt. It just pissed me off. I know this shit's crazy.
All right, everybody.
This is like my third or fourth stream.
Now, at this point of the night, Raj's dad, Rampage, got informed on what's been going on with his son on his kick stream through the comments.
I'm watching the stream. I'm watching my son's stream. Where the fuck? Oh, he at the pro wrestling thing. He had a pro wrestling event. Let me call my son. Yeah, he had a pro wrestling event. Around, walking around watching dudes, men in tights and shit. I looked at his stream.
Sorry.
No, it's too loud.
Apologize, right?
Hey,
yo.
Because when I mentioned
did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights, nigga?
You said what?
Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights?
No.
Why didn't you tell me?
No.
You got a problem. Do I need to send my goons over there?
No.
This is crazy. I thought we were a family,
Did your coach take care of everything?
I apologize. So let me put y'all in the right direction.
I looked at your stream because my chat was going crazy, and then by the time I popped in your stream, you was hugging on a dude in some damn tights.
Man,
man, you shut the fuck up. I looked at your stream, nigga. You was hugging on some dude in some booty shorts.
I wasn't fucking hugging on nobody.
I saw you, nigga. I saw you hugging on your coach.
You need to stop that shit.
No, I don't got no sexual fantasy, nigga. I got some eyeballs. I saw you
making shit up.
I ain't make nothing up. Okay. Was you not around a bunch of?
So, as you can see, Rampage is just joking back and forth with Raja and whatnot, right? This is the little, I guess, the father and son, the older son and father conversation that they have, right? But notice, Rampage hasn't actually seen the real footage of him getting hit with the beer can yet.
Dude,
I'm at a fucking pro wrestling show.
Oh, yeah, for a wrestling show.
He wants to be mama right here. That's my
Nigga,
mom.
I thought you was a motherfucker at a baby oil show, nigga. Everybody was all listening to this shit.
Rick the whole thing. But
all right,
if
long as you say.
tonight, you never know. Y'all keep playing with me and I'll go buy a ticket. So get over there.
Now y'all got my son mad at me. Are y'all happy now? He straight up dissed me.
For the rest of the night, Raja gets successfully rage baited by every single person in his comments, letting him know that he's a fake crash out, a pussy, a pushover, and just gets disrespected everywhere that he goes.
I'm a fake crash out. All right, bet. You about to see you about to see how fake of a crash out I am. Now I get a chance to get in the ring and do some shit to him. How many subs to knock him out? That's a good question. I don't know. Fucking can.
Gets a spot in the Wild Samoan
Exactly.
Cup tournament.
Watch. My dad can't never call me a bitch. Straight up. Tell me to fake him. They say I can hit him for real. Exactly. People think this shit's sweet. People think this shit's a fucking game. Straight up, bro. I'm just really, like I said, guys, I'm really fucking humble at the end of the day. This nigga ain't no fighter, but I'm gonna really have to show him, like, nigga, you can't just hit a fucking can on my goddamn face. W, if you wanna see me, you wanna see if I can pick him up. W. It was not a fake can, bro. It was not a fake can. I'm telling you that shit right now. It didn't hurt, but it wasn't a fake can. That was a real ass can. Bet.
See what I mean? He didn't even realize that the can that hit him was a prop beer can. It wasn't a real can.
After getting cooked by the comments, Raja gets impatient and stands up and asks one of the workers when the guy's coming out so he can interrupt and slam the dude.
I don't know when I'm getting in the ring. I can ask. I'm gonna go ask. Let's go ask. Y'all gonna let me know when I'm getting in the ring? Okay.
Right during the next match, I'm gonna sit right behind you. I'm gonna give you a tap to let you know.
All right, bet.
That was the only thing Raja needed to know. Now he knew that he was gonna fuck that dude up once he got that signal, and then that signal finally came. Raja then starts to pull everything out of his pocket one by one and hand it over to his trainer, and I think at this point, there was no getting Raja back. He was dead set on what he was gonna go in there and do. While Raja gets ready to interrupt the match, the cameraman's getting different angles and even getting a little bit excited for the fight himself. Oh, let's do this. I can't really read what they're saying right here, but I know that the guy behind him is the one that gave him the signal to go ahead and interrupt the match.
Notice how he's shaking. Notice how Raja is literally shaking. Now, anybody that, has seen how when a person gets upset and very mad and they're quiet and enraged already, you've seen this type of body language before when they're shaking like this. This is not a thing of nervousness as much as it is I am enraged and I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do with this rage. That's literally the shaking that I'm getting from him doing this.
Behind him is the one that gave him the signal to go ahead and interrupt the match.
Like, there was no more I am sane and still in my right mind about that shakiness that he was doing.
No, stop it!
You! Get on it!
If you notice, that was one of the most unprofessional slams. The guy pretty much just let him slam him because he knew he was coming into the ring. But he didn't know that he was going to start wailing on his head the way he did. Remember, this is a drunk Psycho Stu. That's what he does. He even showed it. He gets drunk before his matches. So a part of this is, a bit of acting with him taking the slam. But the real part of it is he was very drunk. Well, not just the drunk part, but when he got slammed, he literally snapped the back of his head, if you didn't notice. The back of his head slammed and hit the mat, rendering him unconscious before the punches happened. And whoever played that music after of the Chief Keef remix of "If fuck shit, that's the shit I don't like," whoever played that literally antagonized this entire situation even more. Yet being drunken as a wrestler, you give your body for the bump. He was out cold. Yeah, he was already gone. He was already gone before he started punching him. He was already gone. And then the DJ starts playing "That's That Shit I Don't Like" in the middle of him punching him. Talking about further amping him up. As you can hear, there are now kids and women screaming now because what happened, they just realized, was not staged.
Shit, man.
Raja was just supposed to go in there and slam him and give him a couple of fake punches. He didn't do that.
For the rest of the video, you can't really hear anything. The audio is pretty messed up. I don't know what happened to the camera, but it happened to stay that way.
I mean, you can already tell what happened to the camera. The cameraman probably muted everything because of what was going on at the time. Also, I don't think the cameraman expected for Raja to act this way. Third thing is, you see how many people it took to even get Raja off of this guy? Remember, Raja may be young, but he is still a trained UFC fighter. I'll say it again. Rampage Jackson's son, Raja Jackson, is a trained UFC fighter. Yes, he took a concussion 2 days before this during a UFC training. But he is a professional fighter. Okay? So that guy just took professional UFC punches to his head.
Basically, point of it is, he basically gets jumped right here. He got bit a couple times. He gets walked out of the place and they follow him out.
As you clearly even saw in the footage, people had left. There was even a confused woman pointing at the ring like, yo, was that supposed to happen? Yeah, Raja pretty much fucked up after this.
Raja makes it outside of the venue, and as you can see, kind of behind him, I want you to pay attention to this dude in the blue. He follows him, he makes some threats to him. He's basically trying to get him to come back. I think what he was trying to do is distract him long enough for the police to come, because I know that they had called the police immediately after that he attacked him. So I'm guessing he was going to try and fight him or stall him long enough to keep him there, or I don't know. Point of it is, he was trying to rage bait Raja into fighting somebody else.
Tired of motherfuckers playing with me, bro. Real shit. One of them a bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro. At the end of the day, I'ma stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
Now, that wasn't him just doing that for the camera. Again, this is just got a concussion a couple of days ago, dealing with the peer pressures of social media in his chat, doing a live stream that he's doing. That's literally what you heard just now, is the result of that.
Come on, man. We're leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not take it serious. Let's go. Come on, Roger. Let's go. Let's go, Roger. Let's go.
See, he's the guy there. I don't know if he was trying to keep him moving and walking away, or he was trying to antagonize him and hold him till the police got there type of situation.
Roger, let's go. Roger, I'm telling you, let's go. You listen to me. Listen to me, Roger. You need to listen to me right now, Roger. Let's go.
I don't give a fuck. You guys trying to jump me and shit?
Let's go.
You ain't gonna do shit.
And the cameraman's just saying, no, Raja, we have to go. We have to leave. He probably hears the sirens and everything. Like, no, we have to go. Listen to me. We have to go. Don't try to fight that guy.
To me, bro.
Let's go,
you can't do shit to me. You can't fuck with me, bro.
Let's go.
You can't fuck with me.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you topple.
And of course, Rampage is trying to become watching the scene, but this is what bothered me, and I'm gonna say some about it later on in a second when I show a clip of Rampage's actual response to this. Just seeing Rampage doing IRL streams, being out on dates and whatnot, doing this, just out chilling, lets me also know that Rampage is in a different... Rampage himself might be a Freemason. This just told me right here that Rampage himself isn't necessarily of the normal celebrity ilk. How calm he's reacting to seeing his son just punch the hell out of a guy. Now, of course, you're saying to yourself, does he thinking that maybe this is staged and I just need to get more information first? But you are also a trained UFC fighter, Rampage. I think you know the difference between fake and real.
Roger might go to jail. He might get banned off kick too.
But that's not like it's all like it's like the fuck?
That was bad. I hope it was staged.
Now, after seeing that, I even said the same thing. Like, you know, Rampage, Raja might be going to jail. Because it looked like, from the surface, it looks like attempted murder. Until you get the context and information that happened in the background, it looks like attempted murder.
I hope it stays, because sometimes people do hardcore. Some people do hardcore pro wrestling. Chat. What's that?
Hello?
Double leg that motherfucker and start welding him. I just saw the video.
So pretty much this is Andre, the guy with the cowboy hat from earlier. This is the guy, Andre, calling him and saying, hey, I didn't tell you to do all that to the guy.
It's me off though, Andre.
I understand that, but now they can't wake the nigga up. He's fucking in the ring, fucking flatline, bro.
My bad.
You didn't have to do all that shit. I understand y'all had heat. You didn't have to fucking take it there.
I'll call you back later.
Let's go. Ready? Get in the car. Let's go.
As you can tell by the heavy breathing and the pacing around, Raja did not want to hear that guy is not awake and
Yeah, see, he's still upset. He's still out of his mind.
flatlined, and probably thinking that he killed him and facing a lot more jail time than what he's already facing, attacking him. Thankfully, from Rampage Jackson, Raja's dad, we know that Psycho Stu is awake and stable, and that he does not condone any of Raja's actions, that he suffered a concussion recently and probably shouldn't have even done anything that involves physical contact. I just want to know what you guys think. Do you think that this is just a string of bad decisions from Raja from the entire night, crashing out on someone who doesn't deserve it? Or could this be some sort of lingering early sign of CTE, where he's suffering from this concussion, that he's not emotionally there to make these kinds of decisions, which led to this, which led to him being, you know, on edge and attacking him the way that he did? Let me know what you guys think.
No, I didn't go with my pops. How does my head feel? I'm still fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. It's part of the reason why I didn't stream earlier. I was supposed to stream going to fucking paintballing with AJ, but my head was fucked up. I was throwing up and shit.
Does my head hurt? Yes.
I worry about my son, but I'm telling y'all something. My son got me in him. Wait, hold on. Fuck. Verbal typo. My son got my DNA in him. I ain't worried about him. He tough as fuck.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, which Rampage himself hasn't necessarily had the best background with being a sane person, which is where he got the name Rampage from, if you get what I mean. But this is more of an updated video on what's been going on also.
I know our wrestling is stripped. I'm talking about what I'm gonna do to the guy.
We saw the TMZ video. You're an accessory to an attempted murder.
You're a fucking bully. You're a bitch. Wrestling is fake. That is something that everyone just seems to understand, especially since back in 1987, when Iron Sheik and Jim Duggan both got arrested for driving under the influence and drug possession in a car together when, in the storyline, they were supposed to hate each other. Well, everyone seems to know that except for Rampage Jackson. Accidents happen in the ring. Darren Drozdov got paralyzed from the neck down after a move went wrong. Same with Stone Cold Steve Austin, who had his neck broken after a failed pile driver. And the wrestler Owen Hart died in the ring after falling 78 feet in a botched entrance. But those were all accidents. Say what you want about pro wrestling, but these are professional athletes who practice these moves to be as safe as possible while looking real. But what happens when somebody comes into the ring where everybody is playing by the rules that genuinely wants to hurt someone? You get a freak named Rampage Jackson who thinks that punching an unconscious man 22 times to look cool for his audience of 712-year-olds is okay. Rampage Jackson is mostly known for being the son of the UFC fighter Quinton Jackson, or more commonly known as his nickname, Rampage Jackson. Raja grew up in a very well-off household, but even his own father knew that Raja was going to become a problem child, because unlike his siblings who had college funds, Quinton had saved up Raja a bail fund.
So I saved up college tuition for the 2 Japanese kids and bail money for Raja and his brother. So if you go to jail, I'm just going to bail him out.
We're not off to a good start here. But Quinton was right to think that, because you don't need college money to go to college. On August 23rd, Raja went to a wrestling event while streaming on Kick, and due to his status, got to go behind the scenes along with his cameraman, where they got to hang out with the other wrestlers. The independent wrestler, Psycho Stu, who had been wrestling since 2009 when he left the military as he found it helped him handle his PTSD, mistakenly thought that Raja was another wrestler, and cracked an empty can onto Raja's head. Raja took this as an insult and was immediately ready to fight Stu, saying that he wasn't playing.
What about, where's the...
There was nothing, and let me also put context to this. I absolutely hate how this particular narrator is talking towards the situation, because he's talking with a lot of hate towards Raja, and it's not like I see both sides of the fence type of thing. Because there was nothing accidental about Psycho hitting him with the can.
I'm gonna kill that. Where's he at?
You don't need to worry about him. You need to be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, hey, I think that's a little... Oh! Oh, you don't sell it? Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good. You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
No, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
You gonna sell it? See what I'm saying? Like, this is nothing. There was nothing accidental about that. Psycho knew what he was doing, and he wanted to see was he going to react as an actor.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. We're good.
I will fuck him up, bro. I don't play that shit.
Sorry about that.
Nah, I will fuck him up, bro.
Now let's move it along a little bit, because we already seen this part happen, right? Let's move it along to the updated version of this.
WWE affiliated training academy would make this statement on Facebook. First and foremost, our thoughts and prayers are with our brother, Mr. Stuart Smith. Psycho Stu, as he remains a priority, and we are monitoring his well-being. What was supposed to be a planned and agreed upon wrestling spot turned into a selfish, irresponsible act of violence against Mr. Smith. This egregious act is reprehensible and never should have occurred. In the 17 years of operation of Knox Pro Wrestling Academy, there has never been anything as heinous take place as this, and we apologize to our patrons and fans. Well, that was a nice statement, but in the end, it meant nothing because guess what? They would secretly message their wrestlers trying to cover this up, saying not to talk to the police about what happened. Please refrain from engaging in comment sections on social media posts about this tragedy. It will be weaponized in potential criminal and civil cases. Fly low. If law enforcement or an attorney for the suspect contacts you in any capacity, let someone here know right away for guidance on how to address them. Stu's brother would post this onto Facebook that his brother was in critical condition but stable care, followed by another post that announced to GoFundMe. Thank you everyone for your prayers, concerns, and kind words for my brother Stu. Please continue to keep him in your prayers. He's currently stable, but in critical care. At this time, we're focused on his recovery and appreciate all the support. We also do not currently have a GoFundMe set up. Any links posted are not affiliated with us. Good morning. Thank you for the outpouring of support. Stuart is conscious and does have some recollection of the events from the day of the attack. Thank you everyone for reaching out. It's been difficult to get back to everyone individually. We will be setting up something for anyone wishing to donate. I will update with a link when possible. He's currently resting and says, "Thank you for the love and support." Hello everyone, I'm reaching out to get the support for my husband, Stuart Smith, better known as Psycho Stu. On August 23rd, he was involved in an unscripted assault that has left him in the hospital with intense recovery needed to regain good health. Stuart Smith is a U.S. Army veteran who used wrestling as an outlet to deal with his PTSD. This incident has not only caused major physical harm, but also disrupt his career inside the ring and outside of it. Any donation will be used to cover uncovered medical expenses, recovery support, loss of income. Thank you so much for everyone's support as we get through these trying times. That GoFundMe was able to raise over $174,000, by the way, and a link to it will be in the description if you want to donate to it. Well, come August 26th, and on the Scaling Up podcast, they had brought on Douglas Mallow, the wrestler we mentioned earlier who pulled Raja off of Stu before he could kill him. This is a bit of a longer one, so we're going to do highlights of anything I thought was important.
Rampage Jackson, Rampage Jackson's son, tried to kill a man yesterday, and Doug was actually the one who pretty much stepped in and saved them. What actually happened to Stu? How bad are his injuries?
Broken facial bones is from what I'm hearing. Missing teeth. Has no recollection of what happened. Incoherent. And then even from the people closest to it now that I'm disassociating with, they won't even put up the full story. Stu's pretty fucked up, I'll put it this way. What happened yesterday is he choked on his own blood.
On his own teeth, I heard.
Yeah, teeth and blood.
And he lost all of his teeth? Right?
A lot of them, yeah. Broken facial bones. He was out on the slam, and then the guy had made contact multiple times. I remember seeing that kind of being in shock, and then I just went Aside of that, running in, there was other people that could have got involved that I made eye contact with, but they just stayed by the stage. I talked to the person out front with the radio. I walked back to the ring. I see the slam. I see the first punch, second punch, and by then I'm at people in front of me and I just start moving. And then I'm in there and I'm battling, I'm doing whatever, trying to like work this, and I'm telling the guy to calm down, and now he's trying to fight me. I think the premeditation part comes on the side of AJ Mana. You brought somebody that was volatile, that you knew had issues.
So real quick, that's the friend of Raja.
Goldie Blue, what's going on? Yeah, he had already set the narrative with things, but these are of course just the more detailed updates of what's been going on. That's the main reason why I'm sharing this as well.
Who brought him to the
That's the small calf, small ass chicken legs bitch with the cowboy hat.
Right, this attempted murder, he landed like 20 something punches on him. 23 punches on him. You pull him off, and then he tried to go at you. So that was he trying to continue beating him even further?
I think the culmination between his dad picking on him and all his daddy issues came out, and all the shit that AJ gassed up into his head. Because let me put it this way, I don't like Raja. I think Raja's a shit person for what he did. But I think AJ's a bigger shit person for gassing him up to be in that fucking ring, to leading him to ruin his own fucking life, to hurt somebody that AJ also has a fucking problem with. You can't fucking tell me that's not, I don't believe in coincidence.
He was basically trying to put the blood on someone else's hands.
Exactly, because he's not going to do it himself. And all the people that called him family.
Now, that part I definitely agree with. Andre, whatever his name is, the guy in the cowboy hat, is really the reason why Raja even did what he did. Had AJ not given him the green light to get in that ring, we wouldn't even be talking about this. If AJ didn't say, hey man, you can get your back, this, that, and the third, if he didn't do that, we wouldn't be talking about this. Had they had their regular squabble and fade 5 minutes in the backyard during the meet and greet, we would not be talking about this whatsoever. So I kindly agree with what he's saying as far as AJ is really the one to blame for this, because he gave the green light to Raja in the first place.
Where the fuck were they? And then when we're in the fucking ring and I'm breaking it up and he shoots a fucking double leg on me, by the way, work a better fucking double leg, you fucking prick. And then I'm telling you to fucking calm down. I'm not even fucking fighting. I'm not even being fucking hostile. Then you're trying to fucking work and get lower, do this, change positions, and I'm over here having to swim with you, all this other shit. And then you fucking punch me in the fucking eye after we're breaking it up, you fucking loser. That's why you got fucking headbutt, and that's why I fucking punch you, and you're fucking lucky I was tired from the match before this. What kind of fucking person are you? You fucking low-life fucking clown. You want
I know what you get at. What'd you tell me?
Clout, so you beat up a guy that's fucking half unconscious. You punch a guy that's trying to break up a fight and not even trying to fight you. I wasn't even trying to fucking hurt you. The fuck is wrong with you?
So do you think he wanted to continue beating up Stu?
I think he would have killed him.
If you didn't stop it, right?
I promise you he would have killed him. He would have killed me if he would have got the best of me. Don't take it out on everybody else. And then you want to train by one of the best fighters to ever fucking live, your fucking father, use his fucking clout, use his fucking knowledge, and then you want to hurt people that don't fucking train like that? You're a fucking bully. You're a bitch. Fuck you. You have kids at the show. You have families at the show. We're supposed to be here for a good time. And why I keep bringing up that fucking asshole with the stupid cowboy hat? Because you brought somebody that was volatile. You knew he was volatile. You set him up. You had him do your dirty work at a show where you know everybody's doing this for entertainment.
But the most disgusting thing is that people at this school are being encouraged to not cooperate with the police. From what I hear, the police were there investigating the scene shortly after Stu was removed, and there has been multiple requests that have gone downstream from upper management to not talk with the police directly if they are contacted, and to only let a certain group of individuals interact with the police. That is extremely dishonest. You guys let your friend almost die, and now you're trying to have people lie for you.
And after everything we saw, even with the beating being caught on camera, there were all sorts of scumbags that came out of the woodwork to defend Raja. Notably including the former wrestler Mark Henry, who had the audacity to refer to Raja, a 25-year-old, as a kid, accused Stu of inciting a riot, and said that Stu looked worse than Raja because he lost a fight.
You know, I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw. The dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. Like, you know, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a riot with a kid? you know, and I mean, he's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger. And, you know, you want to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing.
How bad a look is this for the sport? Just everybody seeing this, and I believe the school is a WWE ID program.
It's not a bad look. Secondly, it's not a bad look for pro wrestling. It's a bad look for the company that he performed at, and it's a bad look for him, and it's a worse look for the guy that got beat up, because now we know you can't fight. And back in the old days, if you lost a fight, you lost your job. You know, so those, you know, maybe those days are over too.
There was no fight. This was supposed to be a performance. The best example I've heard to what Raja did is like bringing a real gun to an airsoft match. Everyone else there was playing pretend, except Raja had to go all the way. Well, on the poorly named podcast, the F Y'all podcast, AJ, the one dressed like a cowboy from the Village People, would try to defend his name, saying that he was only on that stream for 8 minutes, and the classic, "You weren't there."
So my standpoint is, I'm not dealing with anything with regard to speculation, rumor, hearsay, anything of that nature. I will deal only with my personal experience. I will deal only with the facts as I witnessed them and as I acted, as whatever came out of my mouth, wherever these 2 feet went, and whatever I was involved in. Guess what? In a video that was over an hour long, hour and 30 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, whatever it was, in that entire video, you will only see my ass 8 minutes. 8 fucking minutes.
AJ, this doesn't take away from the fact of what you did, though. Yeah, you only see you 8 minutes. I mean, because you literally left the event. That's another thing that I hated, right? The fact that AJ called him after the fact, like, "Oh shit, yo, I seen what you did to the guy in the video. They can't wake him up now, man." So you gave Raja the green light to knock out a wrestler, and you weren't even there to supervise it?
Was my activity in that entire thing. I had the least amount of involvement in this shit. However,
because it was literally you that gave Raja the green light. Again, we would not be talking about this had you, AJ, not given Raja the okay to get in the ring. And like I said, it's even sounding worse now that you left the scene of the crime while it was happening. So this is like you saying, "Hey, we know that guy said fuck your moms. Here's a gun. Here's a gun. Go shoot that guy. If anybody says something, I'll be there to back you up for shooting the guy for saying fuck your mom." And then you walk around the corner and don't show up till after the cops have came.
One thing I am not gonna ever do is double cross another man. One thing I will never do is set up another man. What you don't know about AJ Mana, what you don't...
That's literally what you did, though. Without knowing it, is you literally set up another guy to get fucked up.
No, about fucking Andre. Fuck the gimmick. Fuck the gimmick. This is Andre talking, nigga. You don't like that I said? Guess what? I'm from Compton.
Oh, and remember how Doug said that AJ and Stu had beef and that AJ told Raja to get his hits in? Well, here, AJ now said that him and Stu were actually brothers.
Considering the fact that one of my brothers is currently in the hospital. Yeah, I said it, my brother. He's got the same fucking tattoo on his fucking forearm because he's a cowboy from the fucking 66 Reds, just like myself. Y'all want to suggest that somehow I would set up my own brother? Y'all want to push this fucking narrative that me, not the gimmick, the fucking human being?
Yes, that's a good question. So they made it into a work after the altercation?
After the altercation, yes, sir. After the fact.
Well, thankfully, we're starting to see some justice already, because AJ got fired and likely will never wrestle in a sanctioned event ever again.
I got a call from my fucking job. We saw the TMZ video. You're an accessory to an attempted murder. We gotta let you go. I can't fucking wrestle anymore.
Rightfully fucking so. Again, you gave a non-professional wrestler, a trained UFC fighter, the okay to punch a man in the head that thought he was acting. I would have fired your stupid ass too.
I'm gonna pay my fucking bills because y'all want clickbait.
Unlike AJ, Raja has managed to shut his mouth this entire time, making no sort of public statement. But his dad, on the other hand, decided to do a bowling stream called Addressing My Son's Situation, which was very clickbaity since he talks about it for a couple of minutes and then started hitting on women, asking them to make him feel better. It's a little choppy and nothing was really said, but I'm going to show the bits that I can.
What's up, chat? I hope the audio is good. Things good. Stream. Since the unfortunate incident this weekend, it's hard for me to talk about it, but I'm just keeping 100. I feel bad about what happened to Psycho Stu. I don't condone what my son did at all. Very, very unfortunate. But I was there, went that, but I wasn't there. But I'm a father, so I gotta have my son's back. But I'm gonna let justice play out, take its course. Ain't much I can do on that side, but be a father. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know I can't talk about that shit. I can't talk about any details and stuff like that. I can't really.
I think this was something for Rampage. And I'm going to show a video here in a second to why I know for a fact now Rampage is definitely a Freemason.
Go into nothing. I hope y'all can respect that. You know what I'm saying? I can't say much about that shit. It's really not my place to say anything, and we gotta let this shit play its course. This shit put me in like a bad mood. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad about Psycho Stu and his family. His family had to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? And all the stuff that went on. I just wish it was. I just wish I could have been there, but I couldn't. I can't talk about much. I don't even know if I.
Now, let me also be clear and say the lining of events that happened, there's nothing ritualistic about that part. As far as Raja going to the event, you heard him say, Raja said he was going paintballing. He was supposed to be going paintballing. He wasn't supposed to be at the wrestling event. He's supposed to be going paintballing. So this is more for, I think, something with Rampage than it is anybody else. But Raja being at the wrestling event and that incident happening with the guy, that was all accidental. I don't think anything about that was ritualistic as much as the end result and results of Rampage, what's going on with him. That part is going to be ritualistic.
If I said too much right now, you know what I'm saying? But y'all need to know that I don't condone Raja's conduct. I don't condone none of the shit that happened, and I hope Psycho Stu can forgive me myself as a dad.
And after that, he just started bowling for 2 hours. Rampage Jackson did not take this seriously whatsoever, And how can you blame him when in 2008, Jackson was in a high-speed police chase, hitting other cars, almost hitting pedestrians?
See, I hate how his narrative is. He's trying to say that Rampage didn't take it serious because he's in a bowling alley bowling by himself. If anything, he's just trying to clear his fucking mind, dude. But this clip right here speaks to what I was talking about before with, of course, this is Raja, Rampage's son. Rampage got his name for his own actions back in the day.
Driving on the sidewalk and the wrong side of the road until getting arrested. You know what his punishment was? 200 hours of community service, and get this, he had to go to therapy. At the same time that bowling stream was going on, an interview with Doug came out on the YouTube channel Submission Radio, where Doug told us exactly what he did to get Raja off Stu.
What happened in those exchanges between you two?
Yeah, and I got stitches right here. What happened was when I first came in there, my goal was to not tackle him onto Stu. I went in, I looked, I assessed, and I said, I have to pull him away from Stu. So that's why I went to the outside and got under an armpit and tried to throw him off to the side. And when I did that, you know, if you look at the video, you could see him shoot for a double leg on me and try to take me down. He was working the whole time to try to get an advantage, get my legs, dump me on my head so he could do the same thing to me that he did to Stu. Or at least, you know, attempt to, because I would have been awake.
Doug also told us more about why the response didn't have as many people in it as it could have, as well as reminding people that this happened super fast, even though it felt longer.
Dude, it's crazy, man. I was reviewing the footage. Did you expect more from the boys? Like, in that situation, I would expect, you know, all the boys to jump in and help you out. They did. Like, there was the guy with the cocks, but looked a little bit delayed to me, right? Like, I feel like it should have been a stronger response.
Yes and no. We have some really big boys there. And they were in the back, and there's no TV monitor back there. A lot of people didn't know. So, like, it all happened. It looked like a long time, but it all happened so fast. There's people that were sitting on by the steps, which is on the stage. It's a small room. You know, people could have ran in right there, but they didn't. They just watched. And that bothers the hell out of me. You know, like.
And see, even what he's saying right there, that coincides with what you're talking about, Goldie. How there were people there that could have did something, but necessarily didn't, as if they knew what was going on. Like I said, we're pretty much saying the same thing, right? I don't think Raja knew what he was getting into as much as he didn't necessarily know that he was going to be hit with a beer can that night, or even that he was going to get into that particular situation, right? But as you heard earlier in the video, Rampage has always put money to the side for Raja to go to jail as if he knew ahead of time he was going to be doing jail time. I don't even know if he was projecting it on him as much as he just knew that he was going to literally have to sacrifice his son to go to jail later on. Like I said, you can tell just by how the results of that, the chase that he led police on, that he was already a Freemason. Rampage has been a Freemason since the beginning of his actual UFC career, in my opinion. He had to play it cool on camera. That was another thing too, right? Rampage's original reaction. You see how he was sitting all calm in the restaurant, as if he either knew that it was either staged or that he knew it was going to happen already. He was extremely, as a father, he was extremely calm watching the footage happen in real time as it happened.
That's haunting to me because I'm making eye contact with you and I'm like, this is your freaking friend of how many years? And you're just going to let me fight it out. And if that guy would have got the advantage on me, like he could have really hurt me. That's one punch. You know, trained fighters, it's not like I'm fighting a bar drunk. You know, I've whipped so many bar drunks' ass as a bouncer and laughed about it, you know, just like, buddy, stop doing this. You know, you slap him in the face, like, quit trying to be a jerk. And then you wrestle with him a little bit, like, no. This guy was an absolute savage. He was so strong, you know, he was quick and he's a powerful guy, you know, like, yeah, I'm bigger than him, but he's a trained fighter. You know what I mean? That's a lot of power packed in small bodies.
When asked about AJ gassing Raja up, Doug would say that he saw this as being an accessory to a crime and pointing out what kind of a hypocrite AJ really is.
Raj is new to the scene. He doesn't understand pro wrestling. And you got one of the boys in the back basically working him. Like, how would you describe what AJ did to Raj in the back by saying that?
Accessory to a crime. You're a worker. That's your guest too. So if I'm a worker and I have a guest and this guest is going to do a run-in, right? My goal is to make sure that this guest that I'm bringing doesn't hurt my friends that I'm working with or doing works with, colleagues or whatever, he's got going on over there. For him to sit there and make a statement like, if anyone else got something to say, I'm going to run in, cowboy dumbass. I hate him. He's just so fucking stupid. Sorry for my language, but this guy, you say that, and then what that statement is saying is, it's me and you versus all of them. You're encouraging him to do something where he knows that he might be outnumbered and saying that you'll have his back. You're emboldening this. You're priming him up to just go commit something really heinous and stupid. In the back with Stu, he knew Stu was, not in the right mind. Stu even said, you're going to sell this, And instead of AJ trying to calm it down and de-escalate, his tone of voice, his body language, everything, how he was acting, he escalated everything. Then he goes and he says that, and he's escalating it more. Now everybody online is telling Raja all this shit, and he's getting picked on. His dad's calling him, picking on him and stuff like this. Not really. His dad didn't know that was the energy that was there. Do you think that, like, Rampage, if he would have saw his son energy after all of that, he would have like, you know what, you need to go into the ring? No. Fuck no. He'd probably take him out back and be like, hey, let's just settle this on the side. Or demand another day where we settle that, but like this isn't gonna be good for you,
Which, like I said, speaking on what the guy's talking about, right? Like he's very right about that. That's what I said. Rampage didn't even know that Rampage. It didn't sound like Rampage even knew that Raja was at the event. The first call that happened between Rampage and Raja, Rampage was just confirming that he was even at a wrestling event. Then you have, like I said, the calmness that he was at the restaurant, but it was more so. Yeah, I get the fake outrage. I definitely get the fake outrage from the other wrestlers that were back there, but I don't necessarily even know if his dad was pulling strings for this. I can't necessarily say Rampage sent him to the event. Because, like I said, Rampage knew ahead of time that he had the concussion. Rampage knew ahead of time Raja had the concussion in his head. I doubt as a father he would send his son to a wrestling event, and then, like I said, he didn't even know that he was at the wrestling event. Raja himself saying he was going to go paintballing beforehand. So I don't know who set this up necessarily, but it is smelling very fishy.
Mm-hmm. Or like he would have just raised hell himself because, it's the name Rampage. What AJ did was just deplorable. He was caught on a phone call with him, like in the live streams after the fact, and then one of our workers, one of the wrestlers, says, "Hey, is that you?" And he goes, I would never use the N-word, this and that, and the other thing. Then he goes on CT Fletcher's podcast. N-word this, N-word that, I'm this is really who I am. There's no lies told here. I didn't say this, but there's a video of you literally saying what you're saying you didn't say. Like, he's a professional liar.
I thought about that too. I'm like, is AJ light-skinned or something? That's what I thought of getting at. Was he light-skinned or something like that? Because he said, I didn't tell you to do that, my nigga. He said that to Raja like he knew Raja. You know what I'm saying? That whole thing.
A Samoan accent when he hangs around the Samoans. Then if he hangs around anyone else, his accent changes up. The guy doesn't know who he is. He's unhinged. He's a liar. He's unworkable. He's a bully. Always has been. The whole day leading up to that, he was working with the guy that he was doing a match with, making a bump cold and doing all this stuff because the guy's a new worker.
And he's like, I'm making sure he can do all the stuff that I need him to. Like, what are you talking about? You do what they can do and you work around that because you're supposed to be the more experienced worker. And then when the guy leaves the room, he's sitting there mouthing off to everybody, oh, he can't work. Oh, he can't work, man. He doesn't know. Like, bro, you're such a dick. You're bullying this poor kid and now you're talking shit about him. You know, like, instead of encouraging him so he's confident, you guys have a good match because he's confident, he's happy, he's ready to go, he's loose, he's excited. No, you're destroying his confidence. You're doing it to put yourself over. All he cares about is clout and ego. So even backstage with Raja, you hear him making, oh, we can get your dad involved. And he's smiling, like dribbling in his pants to get Rampage over. And then he says it like 2 different times, all excitable. And then everyone's like, no, he's his own man. He can do it himself.
Lastly, Doug,
that's what I thought
what
too.
kind of a person
That's what I kind of thought too, that maybe he was Hispanic. That's why I kept saying light skins. I'm like, he looks like he's something. He doesn't look like he's straight Caucasian. You know what I mean?
AJ was. Stu had given AJ a car, and AJ still did what he did.
The day of, he said that him and Stu had heat, and he told these grandiose lies about the ranch that him, you know, how he said, me and Stu worked on the same ranch. Shut up. They told him to leave the ranch because he didn't hold his own. He doesn't know how to work. He's not worth shit. So they got rid of him. Stu even gave him a car, the Suburban that he drives around. Stu gave him a freaking car, knowing that AJ wasn't going to pay him back all the way, right? Because Stu's a kind guy. He'll go out of his way for anybody. He's just that dude, you know? Like, he's not perfect, but he's a sweetheart. Stu was the only reason that AJ got allowed back into the promotion. He was kicked out. So AJ was kicked out for all the drama that he's caused and all the things that he's done where, you know, he's known for shooting on people and hurting them and just being careless in the ring. So he gets let back.
Okay, so now putting more context to things, I'm glad that this Doug guy's actually said this because, yeah, I do agree with you. He's been getting a lot of attention. I'm glad he said this, though, to put more context into the story. That's kind of fucked up. Now that I'm hearing that, like, Stu got you a car, he got you your job back the first time, and for you to set Stu up to get fucked up and damn near get killed in the ring by some kid that didn't know any better, it's kind of fucked up, AJ.
Into the promotion after he caused all this freaking drama. Well, I don't even know if he caused it because there's another idiot over there, the guy in the blue paint that was out there trying to put out his Instagram handle, the crackhead. But Stu was the only reason that allowed AJ to stay there. You know, because Stu vouched for him when he wanted to come back.
And as for now, Stu has regained consciousness, and his family have posted this picture showing that he's smiling and able to speak. Stu does not remember what happened for a large part of that day, but personally, I think that things are starting to look up for him. And if you want to help, again, I would suggest donating what you can to the GoFundMe in the description. We're still a long ways away from seeing justice served, but Knox has already been removed as a WWE affiliate school. There is clear evidence of what happened, and there are still freaks out there that will come to any conclusion to defend Raja's actions that night. Stu crushed an empty beer can onto Raja's head, and in response, Raja tried to crush Stu's skull. You can easily tell who's in the right just by seeing how people are acting. Knox told their wrestlers to not say anything to the police or lawyers because it could be used against them. AJ had a total meltdown on stream, rocking back and forth, trying to gaslight people into believing him over the cameras. Because remember, you weren't there, and you don't know what really happened. And of course, Raja, the main attraction himself, has been dead silent since that night, where he was huffing and puffing like a 400-pound smoker, screaming about how he's not a bitch. Meanwhile, Doug has spoken to anyone that would listen to his story.
So here's the thing, right? I'm finding out the part about AJ with with Stu getting AJ a car. I'm finding that part about it. The rest of this stuff I already knew. Like my last time I did this was it like a week ago? I did the Rampage Jackson thing, and then we got to the end, and I realized that the video, if you look at the last two pods ago, the very end of it, you see me doing the Rampage Jackson thing. And at the end of the video, I didn't realize that I had my other video up in place of that, in place of what I was watching on YouTube. So it didn't look like I was even reacting to the Raja thing. But I had already went over the Raja Jackson situation. This is me doing a redo of it. But this is a updated version of what like this particular video here we're looking at. Came out not too long ago. I want to say it would be 2 days ago, as far as that goes. But I wanted to at least do my redo of the original video that we looked at, and I wanted to at least get the updates on it. Like next, I'm looking at because Rob Van Dam caught backlash on things. Rob Van Dam caught backlash on defending Raja. Sacrificial lambs. I just know how these people work. Yes, I definitely agree with you, Goldie. Like AJ set these people up for failure. So yeah, this is more so for the people that not only saw the Raja Jackson update that I did, a reaction video that I did, but this is also an update with the redo that I'm doing right now. Like I said, I had already covered the Raja Jackson thing last week. I'm just doing a redo of it with the actual updates. So there was a video I was going to look at, but it would contradict things. The video that I looked at beforehand when I did the reaction was Mark Henry saying that Psycho Stu deserved the blame for the role in the Raja situation. When in hindsight, yeah, Psycho Stu deserves to take some accountability for hitting the guy over the head with the beer can. But when you hear things like, "Oh, you're not going to sell it," it starts to also sound like AJ brought Raja in under some unknown pretenses as well. So real quick, I want to look at RVD's reaction to this. Then I want you guys to pay close attention to Rampage's reaction.
I haven't blocked probably 10 people since I've been on X. But you know what?
Drop that down! So he's pretty much just video right here, just him addressing things on his podcast. And him pretty much, because he faced a lot of backlash for his tweet saying that he was going to have Raja Jackson on his podcast and do an interview with him, which ended up never happening. And that he was pretty much in defense of Raja.
And Dom, give a platform to all opinions. Basic thinkers are like a parrot. Hey, what is a poll? Smoke for two. All the Van Dam fam, two bongs make a right.
Nice.
Thank you, Daddy.
And yeah, for people of low substance are poles.
I didn't know what that
meant. I'll tell you what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that was something too that I'm sure confused the poor bloke, James. If he didn't get basic thinkers, then he's probably not going to get people of low substance. But
now, real quick, I don't want to set track everybody, but is it just me or is this an old man with a podcast and these two are helping this old man do this podcast? That's what I'm getting at here, that Rob doesn't really talk as much. These guys pretty much read tweets and donations and whatnot and help out old man. Hi, Rob.
If I showed you the feed of all the people that were bullying, that sent messages saying you're a piece of shit and all kinds of stuff, but that's, yeah, it's, anyway, just hey, bully. If I showed you all of that stuff, right? But those people, our relationship doesn't have any much substance. Their stories, they want me to believe like, oh, I followed you for 20 years and now all of a sudden, boom, I'm turning my back because it's, I don't like the way that you worded something, or because of what, I'm still not sure. You know what I mean? I still don't even know what the hate is about, if it's a misunderstanding or if it's something that I actually said. I don't know. But, those people, we don't have.
You see what I'm saying? Rob, this is what I'm just hearing, just this couple minutes here. Rob Van Dam just gets high in his basement now as a retired wrestler and don't give a fuck about none of this shit. That's really what I'm getting at here. But like I said, for people to come at Rob, and I'm glad he said that just now, for people to come at Rob the way they have been, it's like just from this right here, Rob didn't even know what the hell was going on, really. He saw a video. He wanted to make some traction with his podcast by saying he was going to have Raja on it. And he probably picked the worst time to do a promo. In the worst way fashion to do a promo. And caught nothing but the butt end of the stick of this one. Now, real quick, I want to play Rampage's reaction. And I want you to know this. I want to put context to this as well, right? This is during the stream he was doing with Neon. And during this stream, also a couple of different things happened. You know, I'll look it up as I'm playing it real quick here too. But a couple of things happened during the Neon stream that Rampage ended up doing. Pretty much they were piggybacking off of each other, trying to get each other's fan base. But I want you to notice the humiliation ritual that's going on with Rampage.
Don't threaten me, my other kids, and he had nothing to do with none of that shit. Roger's a...
What do you notice already? Now, someone mentioned this earlier. I'm going to try to see. Two-Face Gemini, he would cause this shit. He would cause this shit and dumb for his own survival. I'm trying to think who said it earlier on where he does nothing but he would play dumb for his own survival. Yes, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I'm trying to think what comment said it earlier on where he's always talking about his other kids. I forgot who said it earlier. I think it was Goldie. I think you said it earlier, Goldie. I think it was you that said it, Goldie, where he always mentions his other kids as if he doesn't really care for Raja too much. Have you noticed that? And then it seems like he already knew that he was going to have to one day sacrifice his son Raja. Like Raja was going to always have to go to jail. Yeah, Bonnet Gang. Like, you see he's in a wig, right? Like I said, this was the day that him and Neon were doing dress up. I forgot what superhero he dressed up as, but I remember Neon was walking around in a Superman outfit. Let me see if I can pull up a picture or two. Yes, even a couple of days ago they did a stream together where Rampage put Neon on a blind date. Oh, so it was a 24-hour stream with Neon. Okay, that's what it was. But yeah, that's what it was, Batman and Superman. But look at this. This is what I'm saying by there was definitely a humiliation ritual for what happened with Rampage's son. Look at these pictures here. Raja's mom's death. Oh. I might have to do some looking into that. Raja's mom's death is very suspicious. Raja's Rampage's baby mother. Look at this picture here. This is from the same stream. Now, I don't want to get into it right now because it's a little bit off topic. I should have did it earlier. But during this same stream, Pressa, the rapper Pressa, ended up walking up to Neon. Let's just say Neon walked past him while they were doing this, and Pressa felt the need to say "fuck Top 5" in a nutshell, which also put two and two together. The green light on Top 5 getting stabbed came from Drake. I'll go over that tomorrow. I won't go over it tonight. But the green light that happened to Top 5 with him getting stabbed up came from Drake. I'll get into that later on. But again, you see here the humiliation ritual going on with Neon and Rampage. More so Rampage than anything. Because who's in the wig? It's not like he's in his regular Caesar or bald head as Batman. He's in a wig with a Batman costume on. Right? Even the pictures that they've been having to take. I don't have to. You see what that says? From them doing the hot ones. Like this whole time, he's had to do these Neon Goes to Nashville with Aiden Ross and Rampage Jackson. Like all this is, he's been on a straight. I want to say for the past month, Rampage has been having to do all these humiliation rituals, and I can't say necessarily it's because Neon and him are piggybacking off of each other's fan bases as much as I think Rampage knew all along that he was going to have to defend his son.
Fuck up. You fuck up everything. So fuck that. I'm over the shit. You know what I'm focused on? Don't threaten me and my other kids, and we had nothing to do with none of that shit. Roger's a fuck up. He fuck up everything. So fuck.
Don't threaten me or none of my other kids. Raja's a fuck up. He does this all the time. He just fucks up all the time. But I don't like how he's emphasized. As a father, I would never say something like that. Leave my other kids alone. Raja's a fuck up. He's just gonna fuck up. That's just what he does. But leave my other kids alone? What? Who says that as a father? Leave my other kids alone.
Don't threaten me and my other kids, and we had nothing to do with none of that shit. Roger's a fuck up. He fuck up everything. So fuck that. I'm over the shit. You know what I'm focused on? I'm focusing on bettering myself and streaming for you guys and being a more positive person, being more positive energy, because I like laughing, making people laugh. So I'm not gonna let this stuff bother me, but I'd rather go to prison than go to the morgue or bury one of my kids.
Sorry, I was trying to see if I could find something on your boy real quick. Any pictures of it, but nah. Pretty much I was trying to find pictures of that would confirm Rampage is a Freemason. But I mean, after going over what we went over with Young Thug, and then you hearing him leading him pretty much leading police on a high-speed chase, and all he got was a couple of hours of community service, yeah, you can already tell what affiliation Rampage is with. Alright? He antagonizes the fuck out of Raja on purpose. That shit was a build up. Yeah, that was another thing we showed in the first video, right? Where Rampage was literally telling his son, like, I seen you about a bunch of niggas in tights and whatnot. Like, you ain't on no gay shit, right? You ain't on no freaky shit, right? Like, he got the pyramid on his chest. That's what I'm saying. I already know that, like, there's definitely signs that show you that Rampage, like I said, especially with him doing this, wearing the wig, all comfortable on Neon stream. I already saw, like, yeah, this is a humiliation ritual. You down with the Freemasons? You down with the Freemasons? And they're making you do this as a humiliation ritual for what happened with your son. I already saw that was what the makings of this was. But it's just sad to see in living color how money will literally make it so you are the blind leading the blind, in a sense, right? Because you are blinded by the money, you will lead the blind for the money, if you get what I'm saying. You are blind yourself by the money. But to continue making that money, you will also lead the blind themselves. Raja had no idea what he was doing that evening. Again, emphasize the fact that Raja, trained UFC fighter, during his training, he also caught a concussion. He should have never even been at that event. Should have never been there. To even have to determine the difference between right and wrong. That's just my hops on it. Okay? So, he got to do the ritual because the shit went way too far. Exactly. And either to keep him out of jail and to keep his money going and whatnot. That's why he's emphasizing this. He's begging people to leave him and his other kids alone. Raja's a fuck up. I'm sacrificing him. He's done pretty much. Because I didn't hear one time in this where he was like, I spoke to Raja and, you know, he's very apologetic about what happened and I'm sorry as a father what happened. This was pretty much, he almost said fuck Raja. You literally almost heard it come out of his own mouth. He almost said fuck Raja. How do you say that as a father to your own son? It's real Brian McKnight-ish of Rampage, if you ask me. Real Brian McKnight-ish.